you like Knausgaard?
I mean, I love my struggle 1 through 5 were like huge for me in college.
Not 6?
No, not 6.
Why?
It's not good.
What you mean?
The Hitler essay, it's bad. He like Knausgaard's an amazing describer of the mundane, but when he tries to have big ideas, it's sort of like a dog chasing a ball that's like too fast for it.
Yeah. The
Like,
last 200 pages are absolute horror show.
You mean the part with his wife?
Mm-hmm.
I like that part.
Yeah.
That part's good, but the part where he's like, Hitler could represent a tendency where the German thinker said this, and you're like,
He does that every book, though.
Yeah,
you
well,
know what's coming. I'm like, here we go. It's essay time, and Knausgaard saying art is like.
There was
so goated though. I think he's yeah.
I love his new book this year that I read in German that's coming out in English next year. Like the 4th book in his horror series, The School of Night, was great because it's like his version of Crime and Punishment as filtered through Dr. Faustus.
Okay.
So it's about this photographer who's like determined to be famous and is evil. So like the whole first part of the book is like a very Knausgaardian narrative of like a guy just doing shit, but the shit he's doing is like trying to get a dead cat to disintegrate its flesh from its bones to take pictures of it because that's how he's going to get famous. And then like he kills a bum in a fight.
Whoa.
So it's sick.
I never read any Knausgaard.
I know, we got to get Harold to read
The first
Knausgaard.
time I heard about him was this dude in college. He was my only friend my freshman year. And then he turned on me because he was like, he thought I liked this girl he liked that I didn't even like. And then he was all obsessed with Knausgaard. He fucking turned on me.
That's
and
why
like,
you're not
like
reading
just
him?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I take
get,
things
like,
so
some
personally.
Kids who listen to the pod a lot and you're on the Patreon, they're always like, what should I be reading? Like, give me a syllabus, you know? And they're trying to read like all the shit we talking about, like Dante and fucking, I'm like, telling them.
Yeah, read that one.
I'm telling them to read like fucking.
Hero.
Like,
whatever.
Like esoteric.
Hippopotamaica Polyphily.
Yeah.
I'm telling them to read like The 3 Years by Emil Bach and stuff. I'm like, just read the Book of John aloud over and over again. And then he hit me recently. He's like, dude, I finally started reading the My Struggle.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's, I mean,
dude,
yeah,
it's
definitely
canonical.
readable.
The My Struggle 1 is like,
so,
and 2. 1 and 2 are amazing. And then I don't ever like books about kids. Like, I don't. Let me rephrase that. I don't like.
Are we pausing?
We just say pause. We just pause random things. It's funny.
Pause.
Dude.
I don't like books where you're like trying to recreate a kid's view of the world in a naive way. I just find it like tiresome. And it's kind of like this weird affective trick.
But I love when he goes up. He's like 22 when he goes up, and and then there's that girl in his class,
which is actually okay. This
you know
is
that
a
happened
fucked
in
up
real
thing.
life. Too.
Yes, yeah.
As a high school girl, he's like 23.
Not high school even. I think she's like 12.
No.
14?
No.
15?
15. Maybe.
I don't know, but it's like his first novel, Out of the
I'm trying
World.
to help him out. No way.
His first novel, Out of the World, is about that.
Right.
But it becomes a fantasy novel at the end. It's sick. I read it in German.
Yeah, I have it. I read the beginning.
You can't have it.
Oh.
Unless you have it in Japanese.
No, I have it.
It's not published.
It's not published?
No, and it's actually controversial at Archipelago, which I shouldn't say.
Right here. I have a time for everything.
That's the second one. That's just that's like his retelling of the Bible.
Yeah, it's the Bible.
Yeah, no, this is like him literally telling the same story as in My Struggle 4, I think. But he like fucks her.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's not like, because in My Struggle where he's like, this really happened, he like kind of goes fuzzy. You know how like in the 19th century and the early 20th century when there's a sex scene, it'll be like, the leaves rustled violently on the trees. The cicadas
But
were
I love when
mad.
he pulls up and he's like, I am a writer now. Like, and he's like, I went to the store and like I got sausages and peppers, and I realized he's just like describing himself. Like, and then he like goes to the class and there's like this young girl in his class and he's like,
in 6 he describes that as a failure because he didn't go all out and saying what happened. He says like, I shied away from it. I was not fully honest.
fucked her.
You ever read Rob Doyle?
No.
No, nothing.
Like Roddy Doyle or
Rob Doyle.
No, I don't know.
Dude, people sleep on Rob Doyle.
Yeah.
I think he's like
he's a contemporary British.
Did you ever read
writer.
Roddy Doyle?
No, not Roddy Doyle, but Rob Doyle. He's like a little bit older than me. He's Irish, but he's not
Threshold.
Yeah, Threshold. He has like, and you also said the Killing the Bum earlier. He has some gnarly books about like his first book is about all his friends he grew up with in Ireland. Dude, people in Ireland are like bleak as fuck. They drink like fuck.
That
they don't
one
give
of
a fuck.
For like people, the strongest literary traditions out of compared per capita.
Ireland?
Yeah.
I sometimes think I need to exile to Ireland. I need to reverse Joyce. You know what I mean? I had that thought when I was up in Scotland.
That's funny.
Someone
I
told me
actually
that.
find
Because I can get a teaching job out there.
I find it very life affirming, the like English/Scottish/Irish mentality of like just sitting at the pub and chilling. I love it.
Well, but it's like his 4 friends from high school, and they all go in separate directions, separate ways, and one of them goes real dark. He like kills a homeless guy, and he starts writing him all these like emails, like dropping all these like hard ends and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. But in Threshold, he's like he's like he's a teacher somewhere, and there's this like student that he starts to, he's like all charged up about.
Yeah.
And then he gets he's like all drunk, and he's like grading her papers, and then he fucking busts on her paper.
Oh my God.
He like has to give it back to her, and he's like trying to.
The best version of that is
Elementary Particles.
No, I was gonna say the Hamlet.
What about
Faulkner?
Oh no.
When do you know? I
haven't read it.
Oh, you're not a Faulkner guy? Oh God.
I mean, the Hamlet. You're reading the Hamlet. You're a fucking Faulkner, but no Faulkner. No Faulkner.
You don't like
you gotta become a convert. You gotta become a convert. I wasn't for a long time.
Here's my
But don't forget the Elementary Particles. I want to know about
Elementary Particles.
any
There's a scene
on
where
papers.
it's like I forget exactly.
Mapping the territory when he busts on the paintings.
No, there's one in Elementary
That's
Particles.
at the end of the first scene of Map the Territory.
Where he's like he has a crush on his student, and then there's some racist thing also. I forget.
His
it's with
fucking
Bruno.
brother Bruno
It's
is like
terrible.
racist
It's one
as
of
fuck.
the worst scenes in the book. It's like whoa,
Bruno.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I will say about the thematic of the teacher-student relationship. I'm gonna say something woke.
Yeah.
I'm right there with. I bet you I'm right there
having
with
taught,
you. I'm so tired of the perversion of academia.
Yeah. Well, also having taught,
I'm sick of it. Dude.
Having taught, you really do feel the responsibility of like somebody who looks up to you, and like I cannot imagine like you would be betraying the trust.
It's the most abused thing.
Yeah.
In the literary world.
Well, sometimes people will just be like, "What's the big deal?" Like they're adults, consenting adults. But I kind of feel like, like you really feel the responsibility and like being a mentor figure and like someone they look up to, like even if it's like an adult, where it's like grad student to mentor or like adult undergrad to professor or whatever. Like it's still like it's a betrayal of something pretty deep that I think you feel.
Shouldn't. When I go, obviously it's anytime someone's reckoning with something really real on the page or something that's just like
oh sure
whoa about it, but what's astonishing about it is like on some level that someone like whether it's Knausgård, I mean hopefully with Knausgård, but even with the Rob Doyle thing, it's like damn bro, you looked at that. And the writing of it is like damn, you really looked at that.
No, like
you know what I'm saying?
Have you guys read Mountainhead by Nude Juchet?
No.
Get it.
Okay, Mountainhead.
What kind of name is Nude Juchet?
Well, he's a guy who I know. It's a very extreme book about an uncharitable reading would be about like trying to do the most aberrant possible version of sex tourism in Thailand, which makes it
platform.
Which is it's like platform, but it's like platform if it were Hunger Knut Hamsun novella. I think it's as good as Hunger by Knut Hamsun.
What year is it?
Like I don't know, 5 or 10 years ago.
It's contemporary.
Thailand, like a fucking psycho.
Yeah, exactly.
Sleeping outside of the fucking brothel.
Yeah, and actually he's being represented by my agent now, and we had a meeting about with him, and my agent didn't realize it was autofiction.
Yeah.
And we were talking to him, and he was like,
I don't know what autofiction is.
Yeah.
I mean
that.
Why are you pointing at me like that?
That was the funniest shit about the Schattenfroh thing when in that essay when I said it was
dude,
autofiction. People got so mad.
Yeah, they're just looking for an excuse. I don't like that. I can talk about that. That was insane. I was like,
I ran that back, dude. The essay is sick.
Yeah,
it's a sick essay, and also like, even let's say,
and
like,
I made a good argument for why I think it's autofiction.
It is. I mean, like, it is at least in part autofiction because it's like him. Those stories are real. When I'm like, oh, Mikhail, did you like that shit with like watching ISIS torture videos on the train? Is that real? He's like, oh yes, and there was a woman who looked just like my mother sitting across from me. It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Isn't that connected to that question I was asking though? Obviously I didn't get to that part in the book when I read it this time though.
What?
Like,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's trying to integrate like
ISIS torture
brutality
videos,
and
Gaza,
him watching an ISIS execution video becomes
Christ.
Yeah.
Thinking about Christ, literally getting
Yes, exactly.
But that's
so this is something that's I've been thinking about lately is just like, I mean, being in Spain and all you see is fucking dead Jesus Christ everywhere. And it's just like how much of Christianity in the, the Middle Ages and the early Renaissance, it's like a brutality cult, right? And just all these brutal things everyone is enacting. That's so much brutality. Everyone's getting flayed alive. They're getting burnt. They're getting cut from tip to tail. And you just think like, is that, is the constant, reminder of Christ's suffering, does it help you enact those things? Does the resurrection make you just think like, oh, maybe it's not so bad that we're doing this because, one, they're sinners, we were saved. Right. I'm just like, how does Christ's suffering relate to enacting brutality?
Well, I think it shouldn't. I think it's a distortion of, I think the ideal part of like a sort of kind of Catholicism, especially in Mediterranean countries, is that it becomes a kind of permission to transgress in a way, which is a Zizek point, which is like the lesson of confession is not that thou shalt not sin, but thou shalt sin, admit it, and be forgiven. Which is kind of like...
But that's... Yeah.
I think that's good, but not like killing other people.
But I think that's what... Okay, like I said, the vector I started looking at it and has implications to like my own project and stuff like that is like, I feel like he's saying like, if you stop at the actual crucifixion and you dwell in that, then that doesn't dull you to the reality of kids getting blown up or the torture videos.
Yeah.
That doesn't dull you to it. It's the resurrection and the neat story that and the confession and the whole circle of it that suddenly dulls you to the process that got you there.
Yeah, that's
so
probably
like,
that's
and the
cool.
implications in the art. Like, I mean, I got my gospel story, my apocryphal gospel,
of course,
and it took me fucking 4 years, and I finally wrote the resurrection. And so I'm like reading this, and I'm like, oh, but the resurrection does help me move on.
Yeah,
of the brutality of the story. But something about showing, and then knowing, then it's like if you're writing a story that's too much brutality, people don't want to fucking
they need the
look
comfort
at
of
it.
The resurrection.
But they also need to see the brutality.
Yeah,
that's what. Because I'm saying, well, you're saying that maybe so much brutality leads to more brutality.
Yeah, but you're saying it could be a balm.
But all the
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, it sort of is like
It's couched in the resurrection and the sin, and that's why.
Why. I mean,
you don't know why.
Yeah.
Think about that. I think that's what he's saying, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I think there are two things at play. Like, if you're an honest theologian of Christianity, I think you have a certain amount of tolerance for human coloring outside the lines. And I think that's what Vladimir always says about Christianity. Why am I a Christian? It's because Jesus said, I want offering. What is it? I want charity, not offerings. So he doesn't want people to like slaughter lambs at an altar. He wants you to like give something out of the goodness of your heart.
Okay. I want charity.
And I think that I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, and this relates to your point that you always make about 2666 and like
that's a good example.
Yeah, I mean that does relate to it a lot.
What's the point I always make?
Well, you talk about how
it sucks. I love that book. I love that book.
Sean read that 3 times in a year.
Well,
3 times in a year. I read that.
No, that book changed my life for sure.
Yeah.
But I was just like how our whole culture is built around sending labor elsewhere, sending our suffering elsewhere.
Yeah.
We can exist here because people in other countries are suffering. With fucking NAFTA and stuff, like you say. Yeah.
But that's a perfect point. That's a perfect example of what would be an artistic representation of that, of like seeing the crucifixion physically. Over. That's just a part about the crimes. That's a part about the crimes over and over again, seeing that, right?
Yeah. I remember what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
Which is that I think like so there's like the good part of Christianity, which I think is the more honest version of it. And then there's just like the ways in which humans just persecute each other.
Yeah.
And like to fuck each other's shit up for no reason.
So
and they'll use anything to do that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I believe in Catholicism, in the message of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I like it.
But it's because it's like, oh yeah, all that stuff happened, but it's so he could be raised and then he could be saved. And so we can all be saved. So that's why we that's I don't know. That's why people do that shit. Because they're glossing over it.
I don't know. Like, could you talk a little about how the Bosch paintings relate to this book? Like, are you up like deep on that?
I mean, there are a few elements of the book that are sort of like compulsive elements that I don't fully understand. One would be the anagrams, which I'm really, really happy we kept in German. because
that's the names. Like the goofy names are all anagrams,
exactly.
right?
Because we'd have to compose a parallel system of English anagrams, which I would argue would kind of distort the thing. Whereas now we have sort of like the taste of German in the book, and the anagrams are a virus that represents Schattenfroh in the original, Lenz says. But keeping them in German, the German language itself becomes a kind of virus, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's
that too.
Sorry.
No, they're just that was the thread kind of early on, the German language.
Yeah. Well, the book is about German.
Right.
And so like if we don't have any German in it, it's sort of like
Yeah.
And it's like it's Finnegan's Wake like in a sense. It's a polyphonic book. It's a polylingual book. So I think it is justified to like have multiple linguistic sort of registers.
It's very Finnegan's Wakey, but you don't mention it in the bibliography.
No, I don't. He probably hasn't read it, to be honest.
I mean, it's just like the pastiche, the beginning and ending. And it's just like,
Or maybe he has. There are also funny mistakes in the book that we keep.
Yeah.
So, for example, like Hegel's full name with the initials is GWF Hegel, and Lenz has him only as GW Hegel, and our copy editor was like, you add the F, and I'm like,
nah.
Let's leave it.
But wait, what was that? Oh, the Bosch painting. Yeah.
So like the anagrams and the paintings are kind of compulsion.
Yeah.
So I don't really know why he has this like fixation with ekphrasis. Ekphrasis. I don't know. Ekphrasis. Ekphrasis.
That's when
the
you
description of
describe
works of art. The description of images.
But like you don't even. I didn't even get that he was talking about painting. Like I didn't even get it.
You can miss it for sure.
But so what I think is really interesting. So Charles V is a part of this book, right? And his son Philip II is who got the Bosch paintings in Spain.
Right.
And so Philip II, when he was young, right, Charles told him, like, you're about to get married. You cannot fuck. Like don't like fuck only to make an heir because it can kill you. Like having sex can kill you. And because some other young ruler had died and they thought it was because he was just too vigorous with his young wife. So his dad gave him that like a strong
too
admonition.
Vigorous.
Yeah, that's what they thought. But so Philip always had this hang up about sex, and he was extremely devout. But in his, one of his favorite paintings that he put up, like right in his palace, was the triptych of the Garden of Earthly Delights, right? Where it's just like fucking sex world in the middle of the painting. So I just thought that, that's an interesting, that's like him trying to participate in sin a little bit in a way that he couldn't do because maybe he was too scared. And that and people like that was a big point of contention, that painting, and because people are like, oh, maybe he ain't really as orthodox as he say, this and that. Because there was this. I mean, I'm like, I've been
you deep in
spurging about Bosch.
Yeah, you been spurging about Bosch.
But so there was this 20th century, fucking art critic who had this whole theory that Bosch's painting wasn't actually like a orthodox religious painting. It was actually at the head of an altar of a sect of Adamites, which are were people who like they believe that. The way to live, like what you got to do is you got to live like Adam in the garden, right? And that denying ourselves sin is like doesn't make any sense. What we should be doing is sinning as much as possible that we can purify ourselves for the afterlife. And the Adamites are a big part of Terra Nostra too.
I think that's a Christian idea. It makes sense with Christianity. I think. Yeah. I think a degree of sinning is important to understand the human experience. Not like the really bad sins.
Well, I mean, that's like,
you shouldn't kill anyone.
like who? Like fucking Augustine, who's like, the church father other than Aquinas, he launched his career with the Confessions, right? Where it was just like sinning brought me to this enlightenment.
Well, yeah, it's like you have to have a certain range of human experience.
Where was he again? He was in somewhere
in
like
Hippo.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, it was like
Arabic.
Yeah, it was.
Augustine?
It was North Africa.
North Africa.
Yeah.
He was like walking down the street. He was like, "Shit."
I mean,
veil on. She was looking
I just
good,
wish
though,
he would
behind
talk
that
more
veil.
about like what he was actually
I
doing.
wish so too. When I learned that, I was reading it. I was like, "Come on, give me the juice." Give me the sauce. And he just kind of like, he immediately turned it into like a long rant.
What did you do?
I was like, what happened though?
How much did you sin?
Yeah, don't fail like Knausgård. Don't stop before you tell us what happened.
The Knausgårdian omission in St. Augustine.
I gotta learn this translation, man.
also,
this pronunciation. You saying it crazy.
I don't know if I'm saying it right. I might be saying it totally
I
fucking
bet you
wrong.
are.
I mean, you seem to like have a leg up on this pronunciation.
But I just like
stuff.
it's just I have confidence, but my confidence can be entirely misplaced.
But well, you and Sean have a lot of points of reference with Knausgård and Welbeck and 2666.
Books, baby.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't like. Oh, talk about Faulkner. What I was gonna say from the
yeah.
Hamlet.
What?
So the Hamlet. The best part of the Hamlet is there's this guy. He's in the fucking little rural town, and he goes to University of Mississippi to play football, and he's back and forth all the time. Then he's teaching, and then we get this whole section in his head, right? And he's just like lonely and obsessive, and he starts obsessing about this fucking little girl in the class, right? And he's like sniffing her seat after she leaves,
Really?
and he's just
Oh, yeah.
totally upset. And then
We were
one
talking
day,
about that.
one day she's alone in the class, and everyone leaves,
Just
and he
sniffing
goes
her
over
seat.
there, and he like tries to like touch her, and she like slaps him, like, quit pawing me. Like that's
so
the
fucked
whole
up.
like we get like obsession, and then
but
finally
that's-
he's in the world and quit
but
pawing me.
That's Faulkner.
I
Dude,
mean, yeah,
Faulkner.
I mean-
It's always a girl, a little girl. It's catty. It's who is it in the as they lay dying? Like she has to get
Dewey Dell.
Dewey Dell
Yeah.
has to get the fucking abortion, and
Yeah.
then it's like a whole book of Faulkner just drinking whiskey, and like letting it all out, and then at the end they always win at the end, you know. And then Dewey Dell got away from those bad men, and he's like,
Yeah, the girls
he finishes
always
a book.
win.
The girls always win,
And he was like,
and he quit
I mean-
pawing me.
personally, he was like, I mean, he got heartbroken, right? Some hometown girl left him to go marry some fucking guy, and I think they went to California or something. And then she came back after the marriage fell, and Faulkner took her back. And I mean, he was forgiving Eve in his active life.
No doubt, dude.
But
No
what's
doubt.
your Faulkner?
So I once heard a Russian poet describe how a lot of Soviet dissident art is not good because it requires the reverb pedal of your knowledge of the Soviet experience in order to be good.
And what does that
Okay.
mean?
So reverb in music, right?
Mm.
So
Blur
like
out
you
a
can have a
little bit.
dry sound and it sounds kind of bad, and then you add a lot of reverb and suddenly it's like, this sounds great.
Yeah.
Like someone's voice might be a little pitchy and
Yeah,
not sound that
some
good.
auto tune. Yeah, throw some reverb.
Yeah,
on
throw
there.
the reverb
Yeah.
up and it's like suddenly it sounds cavernous. And
It's indie.
specifically
it's indie.
yeah.
Yeah.
It just sounds like you're in a cathedral suddenly, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it goes from being like, it sounds like you're in your apartment, like singing to bedroom
Yeah.
mic,
Yeah.
to like, oh,
Yeah.
like, and I think that is really true of Faulkner vis-a-vis the Civil War. If you read Faulkner without any knowledge of American history, you're like, oh, the poor suffering South, then I think suddenly it sort of loses a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it requires the reverb pedal of your knowledge of American history in order to be good.
Right. I mean, he's the most American writer. If you're an American person, you
Yeah,
don't have
but-
any understanding
but,
of American
I mean,
history.
see, you don't identify with America.
Yeah.
I do.
You do.
But I identify with a different part of America. I don't identify with like the Faulknerian America at all. I would identify maybe with like, if there were in America, I would identify with, it would be something like Kerouac or Melville.
Okay.
Like the freedom of it.
Yeah, I just think that Faulkner's relationship to history is just, it's so personal and
Yeah.
you know, like this I mean, it has nothing to do with the facts of history
Hmm.
in any way.
But it does. But every book depends on your knowledge that like the South was fucked. Otherwise, the books not
I think
only
it
don't
depends
make
on your-
sense, but they're like
It makes sense in the terms of, well, because
dramaturgically, none of them make sense. I don't think.
What you mean?
I mean, you crazy.
I don't like
You-
Faulkner.
Oh, you crazy. we'll allow it, but
I mean, everybody's gotta have at least one
Faulkner
out of
is
pocket
like that,
opinion.
though. Faulkner is like that, though. You know.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
I probably before I took that class with Errol, like I
Yeah.
probably, I found it like it was completely illegible.
yeah.
Like I was trying to read sound, it was completely. I was like, the audacity.
Yeah.
To just move like this and expect someone
Yeah.
to follow along is just so insane. That's
Well,
how I felt for
That's
years.
cool, but I just feel like he's a secondary modernist. Like if you compare him to
oh my god,
Joyce or
just complete slander on the
Saley.
track, dude. Yo,
like compare him to Joyce. Joyce is like
complete heresy. This
you
is too
read-
much 666 Schattenfroh energy. This
Yeah.
is just heretical. This is I don't know if I can stand. I can stand for fucking Metatron.
Yeah.
And fucking the Book of Enoch and fucking 666
Yeah.
and Lucifer trying to write the book with the I don't know if I can stand for this, bro.
But if you read like
You munchering all over the place here. You know, we're
Yeah,
we're
this is
Luther
crazy.
with our Faulkner.
But if you read Ulysses, it's still like you need a guide to understand certain elements. But the parts of the book that I like the most presence you into the world immediately. And maybe this is why like it shows my own sort of proclivities or biases, because specifically the Bloom chapters, I feel like all the sensory details are so good, and I'm like, wow, this world feels like it's now. I really feel like I'm right there.
What's your favorite Ulysses chapter?
Oh, probably the kidneys, getting the kidneys to cook.
Okay.
I mean, no, that's not my favorite. I just love the first Bloom chapter so much.
The first time I read it was Nausicaa's what got me in. That's I'm a pervert.
But Nausicaa's funny, but Nausicaa's obviously he's trying to write badly.
Yeah,
because he's like imitating novels.
And then the best is that chapter how like we get the whole fantasy, and then it fucking comes, and then it's just like Bloom, he's having his worst moments of the day. That's the first time that we think he's like an asshole.
And there's the chants going on at the church simultaneously.
Yeah,
like,
I mean
that book's fucking. I mean that book's amazing.
I ran it back recently, and it was like very enjoyable this time.
It's so good. That's the thing.
I read
like
it when I was young, obviously, but
I don't know anything about Ireland really.
But see, like
I think secondary.
I think not to nerd out too much, but just I can't let those Faulkner lines sit without addressing them, and obviously Faulkner is Joyce's son, but like
but he goes past them, I think.
I think also like the stuff that the nationalism stuff Joyce is looking at with like fucking the Cyclops chapter and all the Jew stuff, you know what I'm saying, and like.
Joyce is so galaxy brained for his time. You know what I mean? Like his
ethically, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, do you guys know this? That when I took a seminar, I made the professor really mad when I tried to tell the class this, but I was talking to Will Self about it, and he was like, "No, I don't think this is a theory. I think it's literally true. I think that's what the book is about." That the whole book is really about Bloom, sort of like coaxing Stephen into being Molly's lover.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
no. Who's he saying yes to? She's saying yes to him.
I accept that, but I don't. No, I recognize it, but I don't accept it.
But
I think it's like which. I guess I just have like this feeling. I just want to read Ulysses. It's so ethically clean.
But that is ethically clean.
It is. But in a way where it's like. Doing that, you change Bloom's Caritas to Eros.
Anyone
right?
who claims that
agape to
anyone
Eros.
Who claims that says something more about themselves.
Yeah.
No, that's about Will Self. It's not about you.
No, it's about me too. I believe that. But here's
dude.
why I believe it. It's because that's Joyce's whole thing. He's a humanist.
He is a pervert.
He's a pervert and a humanist to the nth degree.
Okay, let me. Okay.
I mean,
I won't argue with that.
But
you know what? Finnegan's Wake, the whole book is about a dude who gets caught jacking off in like a public park, and he's just replaying it in his head over and over and over again in all these crazy different ways.
And
that's literally
I can hit it now.
It's like
you don't even have a copy. I told you like 3 years ago to get a copy.
It's like a guy who's just gotten caught jacking off in the park, taking DMT and reliving the experience 600 times in a row.
I think there's darker sexual things at play in that book too.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there's a way. I don't even. I have
someone
a theory
described
that
it to me
as like.
Someone described it to me as like white pervert identity politics, which I think is very funny.
I'm gonna be patient, but I'm still gonna get my point off.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And the point is,
Faulkner.
so Joyce obviously is looking at like the conflict of the national identity.
Yeah.
Like very explicitly, very controlled. For Faulkner, and maybe you're right. Maybe you do have to kind of have an experience with like the muck. Of like, I mean, both in gender stuff, and racial stuff, just in your experience, and whether you witness it or you feel it in yourself or you straddle whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Faulkner looks at that conflict of American identity and I say that in that rant I do on Substack, but it's like. It's not fully self-conscious. I just saw like Lauren put a book out, Lauren Stein, or for McNally Editions, and Andrew Martin reviewed it, and it looked like a sick book.
What's the book called?
I can't remember. I just saw it and I screenshot it because it looked sick. But it was like some book that's been out of print, and it's like a guy who is in Vegas. And he like left his family and he just like goes on a bender through Vegas. And Andrew Martin's like, I think this is the best example of like a writer an author, a narrator, and it mixes like autobiography and confession and like all this stuff. it's like who's not self-aware of himself on the page.
Mm.
And it was like kind of a little bit Andrew Martin is
like that.
He's a little bit like, but the thing is, it's because he's in it. He grew up in it, and he was literally in the generation of the transition. So like, and he's able to, he writes himself to self-awareness and human, and that's what the magic of it. It's like something more. It's not controlled.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
And with the women stuff and the racial stuff.
And
that's why he got drunk as fuck one time, remember, and like said that shit about.
Oh, he told his daughter.
No, he said some racial shit.
Yeah, he said he was.
Oh, when he talked about Emmett Till.
Did he?
Yeah. I mean, but his personal quotes are not. His novels are much better than him.
I agree. That's a big point. I always say that about
he gets there.
Every real artist who believes they have a political program, left or right, the art actually goes out from under them.
Yeah.
And sort of sabotages any political program they think they have.
And I think your point is also like I feel like the best novelists are kind of dumb, and then they have to be kind of smart but also a little dumb because the novel has to get away from them. In some ways that's what makes it good.
Maybe not dumb, but I think it's why also a lot of
it's a kind of nice.
It's why a lot of novelists also drink. Maybe because it's like you have to
be
able to get intoxicated and like lose yourself.
Yeah,
like I really
I'll stand by that.
But I mean, obviously I agree with your Faulkner take, but it's just like that. I think that's too why he appealed so much to Latin Americans. Even more so.
Right.
Maybe he's the reason he's a cancer at the heart of like the Latin American boom literature.
Oh my god,
that's what I don't like.
Oh my god,
I can't stand for this, bro. This is so crazy.
No, that's funny.
There's no.
You too north. That's the problem. You're Wisconsin. You Russia. You're Germany. You're a northern two-ton.
But that's maybe true.
This is Vicovian. Like you're part of like on the chart. You're the Northern People's Museum, dude.
Exactly.
I do really
y'all
like
had
smoked
too
fish.
much. Y'all were like ice fish. You have to fucking survive the Wisconsin winters. You weren't worried about the muck down south.
That's true. That's
the fucking land owning and the people owning.
I really do like and that's why like
It's not a Wisconsin issue.
Dickens really speaks to me because I think I feel very close to England still. So like Dickens feels extraordinarily relevant in some weird way, or like English stuff.
And that's so funny.
Conrad feels really relevant to me.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Conrad. Yeah.
Conrad's
but he's also. I think he has a northern sensibility.
Yes, he's a northerner approach going into the jungle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. He's saying, "Wow."
It's funny. You don't even realize how some stuff just affects you reading wise, like what you bring into something. What's your least favorite book?
Least favorite book?
Wait, don't say fucking fuck.
This is what we do on One Story Pod. Do we ask questions like this? What's your least favorite?
I have no idea.
book?
What's a book I don't? I mean, like I saw A Little Life. That's obviously.
A girl gave that to me. I never read it.
Yeah, don't read it. I mean, but that's sort of like a cheap shot.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about like?
I said a girl.
Yeah.
Person gave it to me.
A young woman. but anyway, like popular, like something like the Da Vinci Code.
The Da Vinci.
You read something like that?
I mean, I like James Ellroy.
Yeah.
But
have you read the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're not
interested
in popular books?
I don't mind. That doesn't piss me off. But like, I don't know. It's always something that like attempts to be something greater than it is and fails. That sucks. There's like a Werner Herzog quote about that.
Oh, you're not talking about like the Da Vinci Code. You're talking about stuff that presumes it's something different.
Yeah. And like crashes and burns.
Yeah.
I mean, like all the books, like you're talking about the front table books, like All the Light We Cannot See type shit. It's frustrating because like you know this shit for sure. You know this shit like from the publishing industry, what they've done. And I say this a lot, but I think it's important for people to actually know that it's a real thing and it's not just a conspiracy theory or like resentment of people not getting published, which we all, by the way, are. So none of us have any resentment.
Resentment is always alive.
Well, but I mean, like if we were all three,
I lied.
No. But like,
you gotta explain this to me.
So in Indiana Jones, remember when he's trying to replace the gold head with the bag of sand?
Yeah.
So from like 1945 to maybe 2000, the really big publishers would publish a lot of dreck for like book clubs or like bestseller lists of whatever that we don't read anymore. But they would also have their show dogs of like great writers.
Well, that's what it is now, isn't it?
No, the show dogs are gone.
Because it's not like
three.
Yeah, but I mean, like there used to be a lot. You know what I mean? That's why there was.
Well, continue your point.
Yeah. So basically, they got rid of that upper tier of show dog writers, which would be like DeLillo or Iris Murdoch or like
Gaddis too.
Gaddis,
you know.
But Gaddis, I mean, Gaddis is a weird example because he wasn't like a darling. I think like Martin Amis or like you know, that kind of writer where it's like a literary writer who would now not be published by a big house. Who was being published, and they would put their weight behind it a lot.
Right.
Well, like this FSG fucking Terra Nostra. Like,
wait, but so what's going on now?
Well, now they've just gotten rid of that upper tier of their show dog books, which are like, you know, it's like the Hollywood execs post-war. A lot of them had come over from Europe and really believed in art.
Right.
So they wanted to make money, but they also wanted to make great movies.
Right.
Now they just want to make money.
it's
so
like
So the publishing houses now, they've gotten rid of literary fiction, pretty much, the big houses. And they have something called upmarket commercial fiction. So the best example of that would be All the Light We Cannot See, A Little Life, books like that, where it's like you clearly read it and you're like, this is not literature, right? What is it? It's just something that's like meant to be in a book club, meant to be read, Instagrammed, kind of enjoyed, whatever. Right. But it's not like, you know, it's just like pornography. You know, is that pornography or is it art? You can just tell. Is that literature or is it not? You can just tell. Yeah. And so they have gotten rid of the upper tier of literary fiction and have pushed upmarket commercial fiction into its place and just pretend that that is literary fiction. And there's been a real bleed through of the terms. And that's just something that's true. It's something that publishers talk about, the agents talk about. They talk about how they don't want literary fiction. They want upmarket commercial, and they sell it as literary fiction. And so what that's meant is that we just don't have that new generation of writers. Like if you think about the fact that there were young writers like David Foster Wallace, Vollmann, you know, people like that were being published by really big houses, Bret Easton Ellis, yada, yada, yada. There is not a comparable generation of writers being pushed now to take their places.
Was for a second.
I think that this is going to change and change soon.
I hope so. But
I mean,
why is that thing?
Why is it?
No. Why is it going to change? No, why?
Well, I mean,
there was a moment where people were really trying to push.
No,
I mean, just with my experience, like on some like new Brat Pack shit, you know?
Yeah, sure. But then they like.
But that was kind of an anomaly. Like the whole experience was an anomaly.
But that was also the wrong time for it. If Fuckboy was published in 2025, it would be a much different story, I think.
I mean, what do you think? True. I know, because I think there's also a cultural thing where like at the time of, you know, like Bret Easton Ellis and stuff like that in the Brat Pack, everyone didn't have Twitters and Substacks. Like I don't know if like the population, the general population, can handle like any
internet access.
No. Well, yeah, probably. But
that's definitely true.
any non. How do I say this? I mean, like it. You know, just like a person that's being pushed as like the thing.
Oh yeah.
That isn't through some vector of, you know, we talked to Borrega of, you know, some kind of like
acceptable
or more than that, some kind of like victim symbol / like social symbol of like because most of the books now that are literally, you have to be able to post it and that sell and show everyone you're like a good person.
Well, yeah. I mean that's
right.
That's
you're right.
True, yeah.
Is that what crazy to say?
No, I think true. It's
like someone who's in a vacuum just for like the just for like the merit. I don't know.
Well, no, it's like with they don't want
hid my POC,
but they
it makes it less interesting.
They don't want.
I could have gone with show. I could have gone with my Japanese name.
But it's they don't want, you know, the writer wearing Balenciaga pants.
Well, they're trying to reach Schattenfroh one sitting.
People are really excited about things that are not in the vein of the Drek that's coming out. They don't. People want stuff that's not upmarket commercial because they feel the difference too.
Well, I just think that, I mean, I always push this point. I think we're underestimating how many readers of real literature who want real nourishment there are. Like, I was thinking today about, I was at McNally and I seen Gary Steingart's new book. And I was thinking about how I read his book in college, one of them, and I was like, I didn't know. I was just taking the stuff people were pushing on
Gary,
me.
thanks for being so nice to me about Sorokin and stuff.
Wasn't good.
Oh, I mean, whatever.
Wasn't
He's
good?
probably a good guy.
No,
But
he's
I
a
didn't
nice
read
guy.
the book.
He's
I
a
haven't
funny.
read- I don't- yeah.
He's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy.
No, definitely.
I
But
haven't read
what
it
I'm saying
either,
is like, and honestly, I mean, I don't know.
Let's
His
pick
books
another
are-
off.
Whatever.
Shit
So,
on.
Wait. What are you saying? What are you
I'm
saying?
saying that
Isn't that someone? Isn't that he someone?
No, I'm not saying that he's someone like. But
To
what
listen
I'm
to.
saying is that
All the light we cannot see. That's a good
yes,
example.
okay, Anthony Dewar or whatever his name
And his
is.
new
I
book,
don't feel
like,
like
super
Steingart's a
lame.
good example.
Yeah, maybe
He's
not.
a little
maybe
bit.
not.
He's more interesting. He's at
I don't
least-
actually based on my perception of him. I haven't read his
What
writing.
the point I'm
you
making
saying it's
is
a little
He's not a
sticky?
wrong example.
the
Okay.
point I'm making is that I was taking what they were selling to me, and I was a candidate of someone who was trying to read real books, and I was taking what they were selling to me, and I was underwhelmed.
I'm not getting an erection.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? I was
Yeah.
And
It's not getting me high. It's
what-
all baby powder.
If I was in college and they were trying to sell me Schattenfroh, I would have been like fucking hyped.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's the
Okay.
same thing. That's why I translate for like the idea of myself at like 15. You know what I mean? Like I just want to translate books me from 15 to 20. It would have been like this would have changed my life.
I'm telling you, in 10 years, you're going to be translating stuff for Knopf, and that's
Yeah.
who's going to want
Hopefully
these
in
books.
4 or 5.
Yeah, but
But
maybe
10. Whoa.
You're already cooking.
Don't you
You're
have
already
rich
cooking,
parents?
dude. You're already cooking.
But no, I mean,
No,
yeah.
no, you're definitely cooking, and what you're doing is extremely positive to the whole landscape. You
Thank
know,
you.
the whole landscape is changing, and people should be respecting that, and fucking giving you your flowers.
Your Steingart point threw me off completely
I'm
because
sorry.
I don't
I should've
understand.
mentioned his name.
I don't because I don't.
I
Yeah.
understand the idea, but let's use the example of like.
Because my point is actually goes well. I don't. Okay, again, I haven't read Steingart because my point. We started off the conversation. We started off joking. Yeah, I don't know. We started off joking about the fucking Italian fascists and my Shohei essay and me and Harold always devolving. But I swear to God, like when you it's kind of what we on is like there's nothing wrong with like submitting yourself to like a new difficult thing that makes you feel weird things, or an old difficult thing that makes you feel weird things, and there's nothing bad about that. That's good. And we're coming out of a moment of a complete rejection of any semblance of that. And I feel like what we're trying to do is kind of convey that.
And I think what there was especially 10 years ago, like for the last 10 years, it's just been this culture of like, I need to understand everything that's happening. I need to have this complete clarity, and the literature reflects that. It's a literature of total clarity in the sense I read I know everything. You translated the damn book, and you're still like, I'm not sure what these things are doing.
All the implications.
Yeah.
Of what you're reading.
You can't have any dark places.
Right.
You there's no room for opacity and mystery. You know.
You know, that's the crime for which the protagonist of Invitation to Beheading by Nabokov is executed.
It's for what?
For opacity.
Oh wow,
That's really good.
Yo,
I read that book a long time ago. Are you a Nabokov guy?
Yeah.
What's your
Nabokov is
favorite?
much better than Faulkner.
you know what, dude? We gotta do
Ada.
this.
This is.
I might fight you in the boxing ring
yeah.
just for this, dude.
Nabokov infected you with his anti-Faulknerism.
This is exactly it, though. I mean, granted, I went through a whole. I read Nabokov through chronologically. I fuck with Nabokov, but there's a
They're
polarity going on
incomparable,
here.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, this is, it's so funny though. It's so funny, like, but
No one's come here talking shit about Faulkner. Like, this is new territory.
Yeah.
But
we can only talk. There's plenty of shit we could talk about.
but
About other more easier targets.
Oh,
But
yeah.
What's the fun in that?
No,
that
but
was my
that's it. I
favorite
mean,
thing.
that's good.
He was. What was his crime? In Invitation.
And opacity. That's
Opacity.
really good.
My favorite thing is
Or non-transparentness.
Me and Harold been talking about this on the pod, but when I was out in the UK, I went out to the cathedral where the Venerable Bede worked. You know about the Venerable Bede?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and his crimes, like everyone wanted to cut him down because he was being so innovative with like what he was writing. But they couldn't understand like what he was writing because he was like too learned. So they put him on trial for the heresy of innovation.
That's beautiful.
Of innovation.
No, see, opacity and innovation are crimes.
They wanted to.
Yeah.
They're
crimes. I know, but it's funny because they had to call it innovation because they couldn't critique the actual granted, very suspect science he was doing to calculate when things were happening, but they couldn't even figure that out because he was too well read.
We use his chronology.
Oh yeah, we stand.
But
the
see, that's what you're
always,
on trial
dude.
for, innovation.
Yeah, you on trial.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just like
that's what Sean was on trial for.
That's for damn. I'm still on trial. Bro.
I think the question is, if American Psycho were to be pushed by a big house now, what would happen?
It would be a bestseller.
That's the
in
question.
2026.
Maybe in 2016 it would not have been.
No, because I'm telling you,
2016. We're recovering from.
But that's the thing.
Recovering from
yeah,
2016.
of course.
We're still recovering. But we
moral
are recovering.
It was a moral clarity. It was an intellectual clarity, and you just had to understand it. How is this? I'm eating my broccoli. I'm eating my broccoli.
Did you guys watch the Hunter? Did you guys watch the Hunter Biden interview?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was kind of cathartic, bro.
Kind of, but it was also like worrying. I mean, that's where like I had dinner with Brett. Not to name drop, but I had dinner with Brett Easton Ellis the other day.
Amazing.
And a couple of friends because we're homies with Brett.
Nice.
But there's a reason I'm telling you. I'm not just like,
I mean,
Brett
you
and I,
can name drop all you want. This is good for the pod.
Yeah.
See, you gotta be comfortable talking your shit too. You're having dinner with him too.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna talk your shit.
No, but I mean, like, if you're like, yeah, I called Vollmann and he told me a funny story.
Yeah, I called Vollmann.
Yeah.
Do you know Vollmann?
So yeah, but
nice. That's sick.
I
fuck with Vollmann.
Yeah, I love that guy. But
his afterward to Journey to the End of the Night is good.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, exactly.
But I was working through his dream cycles.
Yeah, I mean, Vollmann. The thing is, like, my favorite thing of Vollmann is just him talking. Like when he calls me on the phone, like, and I'm driving somewhere, and he just is like telling me these totally insane out of pocket anecdotes that I won't repeat.
He still lives in Sacramento.
Yeah. I'll just be like,
what a legend, bro.
Yeah.
I want to go. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Did you ever see Franzen's essay? Go ahead.
I'm gonna go hang out with him this year. I think.
Amazing.
Go to the strip club.
You ever see Franzen's essay about his friendship with Vollmann over the years?
No.
Oh my God.
What is that in? You mentioned that before.
After the pod, I'll tell a couple.
It's in his new essay collection that like. For some reason, I read at the library in one sitting because I had all these essay assignments, and I was like, I'm gonna write. I sometimes do this, and I need to write an essay and I need to get new ideas. I was like, I'm just gonna read whatever Franz is doing, like my patricide. He had one about Vollmann, and it was like they used to be bros, and then like he started doing like weird stuff, like he'd like take him to the range, like the gun range, and the way Franz
could hang,
it's like unselfconsciously hilarious. Like, and then it's like Vollmann scared the hose too much, like over the years, but it was Franzen.
Yeah,
he was like writing about
Virgin versus Chad. Vollmann's the Chad, Franzen's the Virgin for sure. But
I sidetracked you. You were
with my
getting dinner with Brett.
Brett. So he was like, Brett's got his political perversions that I don't co-sign. But he's like talking to me about the Epstein thing, and he's like, do you believe in the Epstein conspiracy? And I'm like, yeah. And then that Trump was like hooked up with Epstein. And then I was like, he had whatever his response was to that. And then he was like, do you also believe, and he goes, do you believe in the Russian collusion thing? Do you think that was kind of concocted by the Democrats? And I go, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you can believe both conspiracies, like both sets of conspiracies can be true. The point of this being, I don't know what.
Well, it's the clarity point. It's the clarity point.
Yeah, Hunter Biden. Exactly. So, like, I do think that Hunter Biden and, like, that whole thing that the right-wing talk show infrastructure was spouting was fucked up. Like, who was actually making decisions? Was it Jill and Hunter and like their chief of staff? It kind of seems like it was. That's pretty bad.
What you mean?
What do I mean?
What do you mean? Who
Biden was so out to lunch.
I see.
That there's this idea that I think has kind of been borne out by like legitimate journalism that
they were making the calls.
That they were making the calls. The Hunter Biden was kind of like going, okay, Dad, do this.
Okay, there could be that. My only point of the Hunter Biden interview in the context of whatever healing we're doing from 2016, not to mention 2020.
2024 is what I'm getting healing from. I'm fucking mad about 2024.
What? The election?
What? Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
I'm not mad in a boring way. I'm mad at the Democrats. I'm not mad. Yeah, I'm not like.
Right. I mean, it was no, but it's like
I'm not mad at Trump. I mean, Trump's Trump.
Yeah,
but like
it's
the
like
Kamala push was like.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
worst.
Well, that was the last.
but that was the last vestige of it.
the
and that was it
yeah.
coming
You
into
know?
the light of it no longer. And I'm saying, I'm not making any political sides. I'm just saying the 3.5 hour Hunter Biden interview
is a sign of a.
It's a sign of a new kind of. Dude, he is
fuck.
Fuck.
What
the fuck?
Is he crazy like that?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
It's crazy. But it's just. I wasn't even.
You dumb motherfucker.
It's the Holy Spirit flowing
crazy.
through him. He was just like. Everyone has a fucking laptop. You have a fucking laptop. Everything, and it's like it's just like
my dad was totally fucked up on Ambien. That's why the debate went wrong.
Yeah, like it's crazy, but it's just like.
But that is a sign we're coming into a new age.
No, we're coming into a new age. That's what I.
But it's not
say.
a good age. That's the problem.
I don't
know.
know. I don't think you're right. I think it is. I mean, I'm outrageously optimistic to my own detriment.
That's cool.
But
I think we're fucked.
I don't
like
think
what's
so.
the quote? I'll give shout out Bill Vollmann. He has a quote at the end of his Ukraine essay. That is pretty amazing. That was published in Granta. I'll read it because it's amazing.
But
he said, "I knew that the American empire in which I lived was approaching its imminent end, but I could not quite believe it. All those drones our corporations pimped out, when would they come to us to spread terror, agony, and grief? I could have been the footman in the Radetzky March." Quote, "It seemed to him that the hour was finally come when the supernatural forces of the world would appear in their full viciousness and unmistakableness." End quote.
Well, I'm not talking about geopolitics. I'm talking about,
Well, I mean, it's also like an eternal, endless cycle of thinking the world's gonna end in your own
This
time.
isn't the world's
right?
gonna end. Our shit is over.
America,
maybe our
as a ruling empire is
as a
what you're
ruling
saying.
empire.
Yeah.
But what's so bad about that? Like, we're not even if that was the case, where we're not like a globally ruling empire.
Yeah.
Ain't
Well-
no one fucking with America, bro. Like, that's
I mean,
the
it's just
thing.
gonna be interesting. It's gonna be weird. It just means that like when things fall apart, weird stuff happens.
Yeah.
Like that's just
Is that Yates?
axiomatically true. It's
Could
like
be.
there's a Will Self has another metaphor where he thinks when you get to the end of a glacier, it stops being smooth and you get all this weird lattice work. The ice flows become really convoluted. He just says we're getting the end of the ice flow of civilization.
I don't know.
I don't agree with that per se, but I do think we're
It's
gonna.
always every moment is the end of the world.
I don't think we're reaching the end of the world.
It's a human.
I agree with
outlook.
that. What I would say is that like the 21st century. What's the quote from Southland Tales? Like the future is going to be far more futuristic than scientists originally predicted. Like the 21st century is going to be far more futuristic than scientists originally predicted. Like I think every first quarter of a century is just the conclusion of the previous century, or like
And we're
the
out of that
restatement.
now.
And now we're out of
And
that.
it feels like it.
yes,
It
and now
feels
it's
like
like
it.
wow, we're getting cooking
Yeah.
now, and I
Right.
don't know what's gonna happen.
But
Right,
on the book front, I think the book front is very positive. And
Yeah, we'll see.
about no, it's true, Sean. Just keep it. Keep the faith.
All right.
But like that Aldous Mantius was publishing. Nobody thought that they're like Greek books. Like who gives a fuck about Greek books? And he started putting them out just out of personal desire, and it became an extremely lucrative thing that was beneficial to the whole society in a big way. I mean, if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have fucking Aristotle, Plato, and these guys now.
Well, I mean, like if we're talking about like a symptom of the vibe shift could be that there are more interesting books. Like
If you want to
maybe.
narrow it down to that, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to narrow it
I
down
don't
to
disagree
that.
with that, but I also think that like another symptom of the vibe shift will be like, whoa,
Me and Harold we don't care about that.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
care about the book.
that's good. But I mean, like also,
No.
well, it's gonna be interesting what happens.
think-
I think we've reached a phase where nobody can say with any certainty what's gonna happen at all.
Yeah,
Not to sound like a lib, but like it is crazy that Trump today is like talking about how Obama's maybe gonna get arrested for treason. Like, what if he does that? You know.
Yeah, I mean,
But here's the
I
thing,
don't know.
dude. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Let's. You took some shots at the Latin American boom.
No, I was just being funny. I just like had the thought that I was like, wow, there is a Faulkner flavor to a lot of that stuff that I don't like.
There's no
That's why it's
savage.
amazing.
There's no savage
Yeah.
detectives. There's no like.
I don't like Savage Detectives. See that another one?
Come, the first 70 of that is like the.
First 70 is amazing.
Yeah.
But the oral history part is whack.
No, dude.
No, it's different.
It's different. Oh, yes. That's like what somebody says when like a new rapper, like
Yeah,
Lil Uzi Vert puts out an album that no one really likes. Like, it's different, bro. Like, listen a little more.
No, but what the Savage Detective. I mean,
Look, I mean, like the
It's
woe. Have
easy-
you read The Woes of the True Policeman?
I've read everything by Bologna.
Woes of the True
multiple times.
Policeman? You've read that one?
Of course.
That one's fucking amazing.
That's hilarious.
Woes of the True Policeman
That's
is
a
like
fucking throwaway.
so you read it in
no,
Spanish?
that's like yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's great.
Los sabores del verdadero
Mm.
policero.
I stand. Yeah, I got it right here.
That book's fucking amazing.
I stand everything. Right
What's your favorite Spanish book?
I got everything.
My favorite
Written in Spanish
book?
originally.
Maybe Your Face Tomorrow by Javier Marias.
I love Your Face Tomorrow.
that
that
book's
book's
so
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
People don't fuck with that.
I know.
And that's in the Shandy tradition too.
Yeah, it's mostly in the Proust tradition. It's like Proust and Le Carré.
Yeah.
Like boom.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
are you Shandy?
Because of that.
You like Tristram Shandy?
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't not like it. It's important.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, well, you can not like something just because it's important.
I don't like it that much, but
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
What
What'd you
I've been
read it?
What I've been reading a lot of is like Conrad, Melville, and James.
Nice.
I think those are three really important novelists to read. I was talking to Edwin, the NYRB publisher, about this, who's like he's kind of a mentor of mine as well. And like we were talking about how there are novelists who people want to imitate who just completely explode the tradition of the novel. Like
Melville.
Like
no,
Savage
not
Detectives.
well. So like
like
Joyce,
Faulkner.
like Joyce, maybe Faulkner, definitely Nabokov, Céline, Proust, and people all want to be like them.
Bologna.
But they're kind of like they lead you down a little bit of a
Bologna.
cul-de-sac.
Bologna is the
sure.
epitome of that.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's like Eminem in rap, right? You know, his every.
He's pretty technically sound.
No. I'm talking about like he was just. Well, this is like T.S. Eliot's Milton argument too, right? He's just so his own thing
Right.
that if you try to imitate him, it's
You just
probably
become
gonna.
like it. But you're saying these are some classic practitioners that lead you.
Well, they're not just classic. They are trying to explode the novel within the novel.
What about Coetzee?
I don't know. I've never gotten into him.
Yeah, I think Coetzee's like a sleeper. I think he's a sleeper goat.
Sleeper Goat.
Yeah. He's a Conrad baby. Too.
I like Amos a lot, which is like I guess controversial now. People don't like Amos.
Yeah, I liked him when I was
You're
in
a
college.
mannered man.
Yeah, you're a little man. You're British.
You're mannered. You're British.
You're British.
You're
Yeah.
British.
No,
I'm spiritually from
Yeah.
the fucking
the South.
from like a.
This
like
is a
the
classic
bayou.
North versus South
yeah.
debate.
Yeah,
is
that's
what's
right.
happening.
This is the
Yeah.
Revolutionary War, dude.
Civil War,
I
you
mean-
mean?
Yeah, exactly. My bad. Or the Revolutionary War.
America
It was
versus-
too.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It was an unintentional
No,
slip.
but I mean, I fuck with Melville heavy. I think Pierre is really good, and people don't
It's
read
crazy.
Pierre. I love Pierre.
It's interesting. I mean, Conrad, I've been reading literally everything. And
you like him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so important for so many British and American, but more British stylists. And I guess I do like belong. I mean, if I look at my family tree as a writer, it's definitely like
You like Henry James, bro.
I love Henry James. You don't like Henry James?
No, I'm just saying. It says a lot. It says a lot, dude.
It is manner. That's fair. But I like Céline too.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You could
But I
do
don't like
both.
Faulkner. That's fair.
I
That's
mean, now you're young.
how old are you?
28. No, but what's your favorite book?
My favorite book? I've got a list of my favorite books. I can
You
just
do?
read it. People ask, and I just figured I'd write it down.
But Your Face Tomorrow is a good one. You
Your
haven't
Face
seen
Tomorrow
it.
is
haven't hit
sick. You should start with Heart So White.
Oh yeah, I did the Your Face Tomorrow because I was going through like I had an emotional crisis where I was spilling too much information to everyone, and then I opened the first page of that book and it was like don't tell anyone anything, and I was like it was like perfect for me. I was literally like I was fucking exiled from my house.
family?
It was from my family briefly.
remember that well.
But so that was a perfect. I'm a very emotional reader.
That's
Everything
good, though.
is caught up in
Harold's
and-
an equatorial thinker.
Yeah.
Vladimir has a good saying for that, where whenever we're sending a book to a publisher, if they're a woman or a man, if it's a man, he'll say, I hope he reads with his cock.
Yeah.
And if it's a woman, he says, I hope she'll read with her pussy. The idea
That's
being
right,
you have to
though.
read libidinously.
That's right, though. That's right,
I
though.
like that. I like that.
How
but-
else you reading if it ain't like that? You reading wrong probably.
Yeah, but I mean, Conrad's a really important writer for British stylists who remains like incredibly relevant in this weird way. Like for Ian Sinclair, for Will Self, for Ballard. Ballard. Do you guys fuck with Ballard?
I never
Nah,
read
not
it.
really.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Ballard. But that's more of that. See, that's some kooky,
Albion school.
Yeah, okay.
Kooky English shit.
Okay.
You got to read
I don't know how to
Atrocity
write that down.
Exhibition.
Yeah, I mean,
Atrocity Exhibition, Crash.
Do you have that, Sean?
no.
No.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? That's insane.
Okay,
What's,
Ballard.
what's the Conrad to read?
Um,
Other, like, what's,
Secret
like, the
Agent.
low-key
Well, I mean, like
ones that we
the
don't
short, the Typhoon. Have you read? It's like a short novel / very long short story.
Nah, I'm not up on Conrad like
Secret
that.
Share, Typhoon. Victory is a novel that's really good. Secret Agent's an amazing London novel. Fucking insanely good. Shadowline. Heart of Darkness, obviously.
So everything's good with Conrad.
No. There's a lot of stuff I don't like that much. He wrote a lot. Like Lord Jim, I don't fuck with that much. Nostromo, I really didn't like. The thing about Conrad is his
just going through them now.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick. That's good fun.
His exposition is incredibly clotted. So like he'll get like fucking 20-page data dump of what could be another 500-page novel, and it'll be like an incredibly foreign world. So it's sometimes it's like a chess problem, and you don't realize you're reading a chess problem, and suddenly it's like, I thought this was gonna be a story, and it's like rook goes to e5, you know, like. But yeah, I mean, Conrad's amazing. James, have you guys read Late James?
Nah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You gotta read The Golden Bowl.
Okay.
It's like a mannered guy on LSD. Because
nice.
I mean, that sounds good.
Sounds
he goes fucking insane. Like every sentence is half a page, and he's trying to describe these hyper distinct things. Yeah. Ian Sinclair describes it as constant gear shifting.
Yeah. I like it because I hear people say it's too much. And anything that people say that too, I'm into.
Late James is really too much.
Do you have any contemporary writers you like?
Yeah.
Great translator.
Yeah, I mean, like
reading of people,
young
people.
Young people.
Because you write fiction.
Yeah, my novel's coming out with Verso beginning of 2027.
Your novelist?
dope.
Yeah, I was meaning to ask you that while we were talking.
With Verso, huh?
Yeah.
Dope.
Nice.
That's cool.
Thanks. Yeah, it should be good.
What's it called?
Progress.
Nice.
Amazing, dude.
Thanks. Yeah.
How long you been working on it?
I wrote it in 2020, and then kind of like fiddled with it for a while. And I have a couple other novels like in my desk drawer.
Yeah.
What book is it most like?
It's like if you took, well, I don't know. It's written like a mix of Hankit and maybe Will Self's Technology trilogy.
Okay.
And then it's like a conceptual sci-fi horror story that doesn't really feel like that, but it's like
nice.
In a kind of.
How many words is it?
100,000.
Okay, nice.
Wow.
Exactly.
Like 100. Like it's actually I wanted to get under 100,000, so
Yeah.
it's like 99,987
999
or something.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's very polished at this point. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. And contemporary. I mean, I like a lot of contemporary writing. I love My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I saw on the shelf.
That's
cool.
a classic.
Yeah, it's a great book. I really think like she managed to do something so, I don't know, just it's very transgressive and nasty, but it's also pop.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do.
Yeah, she finds a mode and she fucking rides it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like Lapvona a lot too, but I mean, My Year of Rest and Relaxation is obviously like her best.
Yeah.
And I know she's working on something new right now.
Yeah, she's a contemporary goat.
Yeah, definitely. She's really, really lovely as well.
Yeah.
Do
I like.
you like Anard?
Yeah.
Because you read him in French, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that read him in French ain't crazy about him. It seems like.
I mean, he's just sort of like he's fine. I don't have an issue with him.
Yeah.
But I prefer Carrère or Welbeck.
Wait, he's a little Faulknered out.
No, he's not Faulkner out. He's got like another.
He definitely is Faulkner.
No. He's got the problem of like he's just very. He's a bourgeois French guy. Like all you need to know about Hénard is he owns a Lebanese restaurant in Barcelona.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of.
I don't know no bourgeois French guys, so I like reading them. You probably know too many.
No, I don't know that many. He's just like, I don't know. It just sort of like feels mannered.
Yeah.
Okay. Max is turning
No.
the tides.
I mean, but there's a limit.
Did you read the latest one? The
No.
Gravediggers?
No.
That's the best one by
like
far. Yeah.
Maybe I'll get it at Albertine tomorrow.
No, that one's cool.
But like, I think British people. The cool thing about British people is that they are mannered in a certain way, but they're also fucking savage and wild.
Yeah, they are.
That's what I like about England.
That's a northern mentality.
Well,
right?
like the Romans could not conquer England.
Oh, I know that because I've been reading the Bee.
Yeah,
that's how he opens.
So you think about like the Romans as being the first neoliberal global empire, and they got to England, and it's like, whoa,
Nah.
like We can't do this.
Well,
The
they had
Picts.
trouble.
They had to confront the Picts.
Caesar had trouble in Gaul too with the damn, Druids and the.
Well, and the French have something of that too, but like the English really, the thing is, English people are mannered, but when they go crazy, they go off the fucking rails.
Well, I mean, I was in. I did the Fringe Festival last year, and I was like, I went out one night with a bunch of random Scots who were at the show, and it was like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah,
like I thought, like I could.
Scots are crazy.
I mean, they were like pounding each other's heads against the wall, like humping. I was like, what is going on? Like this is too much. Like I'm worried for my life.
That's funny. I mean, that's like where you have noise music from England, punk from England, like so much rock and roll from England, so many weird forms of writing.
True.
So it is the dichotomy that makes England great. Someone like Will Self is a great example. Or Ian Sinclair, but Will Self is like, that motherfucker can write.
That's your boy, huh?
Will Self is.
Yeah,
like,
I remember when I was like walking, when I was about to like walk cross country.
Yeah.
Like I was like reading like psychogeography.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean,
I was like, oh, he like walked to the bridge. Yeah, I'm about to walk to California. No,
Yeah.
but you know, that was kind of one of the modes I was on.
Yeah, of course. No, I still love that stuff.
Yeah.
I love psychogeography, and I love. I mean, Will is
I think I
like.
still got that book somewhere.
Will is like one of my angels. One of my
And
biggest.
He's still going. He's still going hard. He's going hard.
Yeah, he's ill.
He's ill.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 63.
Okay.
How'd you meet him?
I emailed him about like the Sorokin translations.
Yeah.
We emailed a little bit when I was at Oxford, and he was like dismissive in a funny way. That was like, and then I emailed again. We met up and like had a lot to drink in New York before I moved. And then we've kind of just like kept up correspondence and like hang out every little while when I'm in London or So I mean, I love Will. He's like such a sweet man, and also, he is an incredible writer because he has the command of craft and the precision, but also allows himself to go wild. Yeah. And that's a very specifically English thing, I think. I mean, English people are perverse in a
I didn't know you were a damn Anglophile.
Yeah, you were
I'm definitely an Anglophile.
Yeah.
In a kind of way.
Where were you at on Shakespeare?
Best.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a Shakespeare actor when I was a kid.
Were you?
Yeah, my parents sent me to Shakespeare school.
Hilarious.
Which is kind of,
See, you got embedded when you were a kid.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
August 22nd.
Wow.
Okay, that's right on the Libra, right?
Leo, I'm a Leo, but on the cusp between Leo and Libra.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
New moon in Leo tomorrow.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But it's Mercury in retrograde in Leo right now.
Are you?
Oh shit, dude.
You're an astrology guy.
Yo, how you feel about NYRB sending me some books lately?
Nice.
How you feel about the Bamarzo?
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Well, okay, Sean, this is good.
Dude,
so that's the Park of Monsters.
I've been talking about this in the pod. I just started. We got a pod.
So it's the Park of Monsters.
But
you know that, right?
What does that mean?
That the Bamarzo.
Bamarzo's the yeah.
You know where they got the monsters from?
No.
It was from that book, from the images in the polyphily.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But it starts out with this guy reading his chart. And it's like his astrology chart.
No, I haven't read it. I'll maybe get Nick to bring me a copy. The publicist.
And it's like historical. So it's like the 1500s, and like the astrologer's like this like avant-garde fucking like kooky astrologer, and they're like from reading your chart, because Venus and Mercury are in the ascendant. I'm not saying the wrong things, and they're opposing Saturn, and it's 2 a.m. at May 6th. I've done the calculations. The death point is gone. Like, you're not gonna die. And everyone's like, no way. And he's like, and he convinces them, and that's how the book starts.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so like.
I mean, the Bologna blurb on the back is convincing.
Read it with your whole
Bologna's
family.
taste is cool.
Yeah.
I'll read it with my cock.
All right, you're coming around a little bit after all that fucking Faulkner slander.
I love Bologna. I like a lot of Latin American boom stuff.
Yeah.
I just mean there's like
what? What's the
Mario Vargas Llosa.
Okay, yeah, but he's.
I don't like him.
Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly.
There's a Faulkner flavor, big time.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. You
just don't like him, so you're saying there's no Faulkner flavor.
No, but I get what you mean. That influence can be too powerful for people.
Yeah.
Do you like any Brazilian books?
I don't really know any, to be honest.
Do you read Machado de Assis?
No.
Oh, he's really good.
Tell me what to read.
You got to read Posthumous Memoirs of Brás Cubas.
Okay.
And then Dom Casmurro. Well, I mean, those are really good.
All right.
And it was Margaret Jewel Costa translated them, who did.
She's the best.
Yeah. Do
She's
you know
great.
her?
I don't know her personally, but I know her work. Yeah.
But and then there's a book. The best book in Brazilian literature is coming out next year. It's Vast Lands: The Crossing. That is like.
Who's it coming out
with? Simon & Schuster's actually doing it, and Alison Entrekin translated it. This is like, I think it's the best.
Alison Entrekin.
Is that Morgan Entrekin's daughter?
I don't know.
No, I don't think
he's like
has
an
a
editor,
daughter.
isn't he? But I don't know. But I think this is like the best novel in world literature. You know, I mean, I'm biased, but you know, it's really good. You know,
I'll read it. No,
Vast Lands of Crossing.
That sounds good. People always ask like what translated books I'm excited to read, and I'm like,
well, because you're reading so many languages.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
And so you probably don't read many translations, do you?
But do you guys have this at all? Like we were talking about at the beginning, like when you're read new stuff, it feels like work a little bit because it like lights up the work part of your brain.
Yeah.
Whereas if I read Conrad, I'm not like, who would put this out now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's always how I am. I'm reading old ass shit. I'm trying to read the classical history of the English people.
Yeah.
And then people sending me books and like, let's come on the pod, and I'm just like, you know, this coming out right now. Like,
well, there's a funny thing. Like Lucy Ellman said that her favorite book is Tristram Shandy because it was written before. Like she only likes reading stuff before the nuclear bomb dropped because everything after that is tainted in a certain way by a new kind of brutality.
You got any events coming up for this or the Schattenfroh? Or?
Well, I don't know if we can do them because I don't think I think the whole book tour infrastructure is totally shifted because of Trump. So writers
you guys don't have money anymore?
No, writers used to come in on a tourist visa and be able to do events if they weren't paid, and I don't think they can do that anymore.
Wait, he can't come in and do a fucking book tour?
I don't think so without getting the Aliens of Extraordinary Ability visa, which takes like 8 months and costs $4,000. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's true, but we're trying. It's like a brand new situation, and people are like getting detained left and right. And
what
they'll be like,
that's
fuck,
crazy.
dude?
They'll be like, you got an event,
It.
you're getting paid for this, and like Lenz will be like, no, I'm not getting paid, and they'd be like, you're getting paid, and they'd send you to jail for a week and then deport you. Yeah.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
It's out of control.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, as much as one hates the neoliberal whatever, like when you get confronted with like nascent fascism, it's horrible and shocking.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
So it's like a rock and a hard. Well, it's like I actually like the movie Eddington a lot, which is
dude. I want to watch it. I listen to Joaquin. I love Joaquin Phoenix, and it sounded sick.
It's
dude.
amazing. I like 9
it
out of 10.
is?
Yeah, I loved it. But again, it's like it's a particular movie, but I loved it.
No, I gotta watch
but Ari
it.
Aster said something funny, which is like he's horrified by one side and like very annoyed by the other.
Yeah.
Which is true, I think. Like,
yeah.
I'm very, very annoyed by the left, but like Democrats.
I thought it was the opposite, but horrified and annoyed. Now. Guys, calm down, right? Like you don't need to fucking.
No, Eddington's sick. I watch movies a lot too because I feel like it.
You like movies?
I love movies because it soothes like the language part of my brain.
Yeah.
That's like just spinning out of
Joaquin,
control.
I'll watch any Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Dude,
that dude.
So you make enough as a translator? You don't have a day job?
Nope.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But you're not trying to teach or nothing?
I probably will at some point,
Yeah.
but I want to like publish a couple novels, continue to like ideally I'd grow my reputation for like 4 years.
Yeah, before you teach.
Yeah, because then you get like a good job.
I mean, I hear some people getting bags at these colleges.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the Zadie Smith. I know she had a great job at NYU where she's making bank and health insurance.
Do you like Zadie Smith?
She's lovely.
Do you know her?
Yeah.
Yeah? NW's are great.
Yeah.
I think that's a great book.
Yeah, she's lovely.
I might try to make money.
You said that like you kissed her or something.
No, I'm just trying. I don't know what I'd say about her fiction. That's why I'm like just pivoting. I'm not saying like I kissed her. I'm just saying she's a lovely lady. She's a lovely woman. So I'm just avoiding the question.
Nice, dude.
But I haven't read NW, which I've heard is really good.
Yeah, that's really the only. I mean, I read that like 3 times.
You got any Vollmann stories to fucking close the pod?
I gotta plead the fifth on these.
Plead the fifth. That's a good story right there.
Yeah, no, I love. Well, let me think if there's any funny stories I could tell.
What are we at time wise?
We're about to hit 2.
Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good. There are a lot of funny stories. Which one I could close out with? Oh, I don't know.
So sick that you tight with him.
Is that the most famous contact on your phone?
I don't know how to compare them. Like, I know Brett's definitely more famous than him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess most legendary.
No, probably Brett. I would say.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah. Brett's so funny. I don't know. I don't know if I have any story because I've got a good Vladimir story I could tell.
Okay, yeah.
So Vladimir, you guys probably don't know that well, but in Russia he really portrays himself as this prophet figure, right? Like,
oh damn.
Everyone will always be like, he's the Cassandra of modern Russia.
Oh, is that right?
He sees everything. He knows all. And he's a very perceptive writer, but he's also a very funny guy.
Yeah.
And so he lives in Berlin now, obviously. He used to live half time between Moscow and Berlin. Now he can't go back to Moscow. And he speaks good German, but I think like he's still not fully saturated in the German metaphysics or the German language or Germany.
Yeah.
And so I think this was 2 summers ago, the last day before I went back, we had planned a big date, the two of us, where we like we first of all, the funny thing is there's a famous spa in the center of Berlin called Vabali. Some listeners may know it's mandatorily nude there, which I didn't know at the time.
Classic, yeah.
So we get there and they're telling us in German like the spa is absolutely textilfrei. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, I mean, these are synthetic swim trunks. I don't think they're any textiles. And they're like, no, you have to be naked.
Yeah.
And they give us this whole spiel about
Japan, they're all like that.
Yeah. They give us this whole spiel about how the locker rooms are they have cameras going, and Vladimir is listening in German, and he goes, Max, why the fuck are they saying they're going to be filming us when we're naked? And I'm like, I don't know, man, whatever. Don't worry. So we go through, and he likes it a lot. And but the whole time he kept going like, these people are absolute space aliens. There's no sexuality to them at all. And it's true. I mean, like you've been to like mandatorily naked spas. They're not. It's not like a sex thing at all.
Yeah, and it's all male. It's all male. Obviously.
No. It's
that's
both.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's
both.
crazy. They don't do that in Japan anymore.
Berlin's different.
They stopped doing that once the Westerners came.
Yeah, actually I went with my friend Jimmy, who I was in the play, Stephanie's play. Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
Who's this amazing, is a sweet kid, and he's actually probably going to star in my play too. I'm directing a Sorokin play at the same theater in LA.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, but Jimmy is my boy, and he was in Berlin when I was there in March, and we went to the mandatorily naked spa, knowing that it was going to be a mandatorily naked spa.
Yeah.
And he afterwards was like, I mean, at the spa you see human forms of all varieties.
For sure.
You don't. It's not all. You know. It's not Playboy.
Yeah.
And afterwards, Jimmy goes, the women in there were incredibly beautiful. I was like, whoa. Yeah. But so Sorokin, anyway, so after that.
Egalitarian eye.
Yes. Or like the line about the British Empire where it's like, actually, never mind.
Yeah.
Moving on. But so it's Sorokin. So we go to the spa, the naked spa, have a nice day. We go to dinner at this fancy place, and then strolling along the canal, and Vladimir's like, he doesn't have his technology set up at all. And so he's like, Max, can you call me an Uber home? Because we were right by my hotel. I'm like, yeah, sure. And like, just plug in your address. And he plugs it in wrong. And I don't know exactly what he did. I think I'm not going to say his address, but like he added another EN in. So the name is like Dada Strasse, and he added in Dada in Strasse. If that makes sense. Yeah. And it totally misdirected the Uber. So I'm scootering home a little bit drunk, not like a scooter, not like a motorcycle scooter.
Yeah.
Not drunk driving, I'm drunk scootering. And like I look and I see Vladimir's calling me, and I like go over off the road, almost crash into a parked car. And he's like, Max, where the fuck am I? I'm in the asshole of Berlin right now. So he called it down like to the very south tip of the city, way past the airports. And he told me, he was like, the whole time we were driving, I was asking myself, what kind of fucking route is this to Charlottenburg? And I'm like, man, how did you do this? It'd be the equivalent of like being like, oh, from here I have to go to like Hell's Kitchen, and your Uber driver's driving into like deep Queens, and you're like, I wonder how.
He'll bring this around.
What an interesting way to go. So I fixed the Uber, but it was just like very funny because the Uber driver was fortunately nice, but I was wondering what he would have done if he'd just been like on the south tip of like a kind of shitty part of Berlin, way past the airport. Max, I'm in the asshole of Berlin.
Oh my god.
So like when on Vladimir and my book tours are sometimes like Vladimir management, and I mean he's a very intelligent guy, but like he does have a Mr. Magoo side a little bit, and like
that again. That's the novelist thing, though. That's that's a boon. That ain't a
no for sure.
You know,
definitely.
Of course, I'm projecting.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's good. But I mean, like it's a different kind. Like every writer has a particular kind of idiocy they cultivate, and his, I think, is not his idiocy, but his eccentricity.
Mr.
It's like,
Magoo.
he's like at his hotel when we were doing an event at
Yeah.
Columbia. He's staying at some Upper East Side hotel, and he's like, opened the window, and it was a stormy night.
Yeah.
He like had to go down to reception because it was
he's so
storming into his room,
Oh my
and he
God.
couldn't figure out how to close
Yeah.
it.
That's funny.
Damn.
Yeah. So
So Lenz lives in Berlin too.
Lenz lives in Berlin.
Are
On,
they-
like
they know
far
each other?
East. Yeah, we had dinner. Well, actually, we had a really funny dinner once with
Yeah.
him. Oh, you guys want some? I guess. Should I tell this?
Yeah, tell it. I mean, we deep in the pod. No one's listening anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're like 2 hours and 10 minutes in.
Nah,
So we had dinner with Jonathan Little, the guy who wrote The
Okay,
Kindly
yeah,
Ones,
nice.
Lenz and Sorokin, at Beef Club by Hussar, which is like
Okay.
this kind of like slightly nouveau riche, silly steakhouse that's
Yeah.
like kitty corner of Vladimir's house
Yeah.
that he and I always go to the first night I come to Berlin
Yeah.
because it's like it's good meat and like we like meat, whatever. And the dinner with Jonathan Lenz was really funny because we just sold Schattenfroh, and Littell has had all these problems selling his follow-up novel, The Kindly Ones, because he was so fucking wrecked in the U.S.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, like The Kindly Ones was just like,
Really?
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. And so like his career in the English-speaking world is kind of like not in the best of states. And so
That's a good book.
sorry.
The Kindly Ones. That's good.
Yeah, I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
okay.
But so as a function of that, he was like really trying to like create a border between Lenz and Sorokin, and he speaks good Russian, decently good Russian, and he was speaking Russian with Vladimir the whole time.
Yeah.
Like kept trying to get him to smoke cigarillos.
Yeah.
And Lenz's girlfriend was there as well, and Lenz's girlfriend didn't speak Russian, and I'm there like trying to like in the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, like the middle of the table guy. So I was trying to be the middle of the table guy, but it wasn't really working.
Yeah.
And then like before dinner, Lenz had kind of like trash talked Jonathan and being like, I think he's and he was just
Yeah.
like, I don't think you should smoke, basically.
Oh.
He was talking about that. And then like after dinner, Jonathan was like making a big show of like offering everyone a cigarillo, which is funny to smoke cigarillos.
Yeah.
And he like, and Lenz goes, "No, thank you, passionate non-smoker here." And I was like, "Stop, Michael."
We gotta get that man out here, dude.
Yeah, if we could
Fuck-
get,
fuck
I was thinking
ice,
about
bro.
that. If Lenz comes to New York, we can like smoke weed with him. In fact, I
Dude.
joked about that.
So
I
he
was-
smokes weed?
No,
Oh.
but no way.
He's a passionate
If we got Lenz to
non-smoker.
smoke weed, it would be
Yeah.
like,
We gotta get him
oh,
smoke
I am.
weed. Smoke weed on the pod, dude.
Yeah.
it would be,
Yeah.
it would be amazingly bad if we did that. I think it would be. I don't even like that. That's one of my favorite Lenz lines of all time. Was when we were. So I met him the first time right before that dinner,
Yeah.
and like we hung out all afternoon. And I thought we were gonna go like have a few drinks, but he's like wanted to go to an Italian restaurant to get espresso and tiramisu pre-dinner.
Damn.
And so like we sit down. I'm like, I'll get a
Sick
glass of
move.
wine. He's like,
Yeah, that is sick.
Max, I have gotten the tiramisu, and I'm like, oh.
Does
And
he
then-
not drink?
No, here's the funny
yeah.
thing. So then we go to the steakhouse and we're a bit early, and it's just him and me. And he orders a triple espresso. He's a caffeine maniac.
My God.
There's a very funny part. One of my favorite parts about Schattenfroh is his quest to bring his blood pressure down.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
It's very
yeah.
funny. That's all true.
Yeah.
It's like,
Hilarious.
Nice.
it absolutely must go below.
You can
Damn.
kind of tell like the way the texture turns, like when it's the personal anecdote time,
Yes,
like
definitely.
style wise.
And I like those a lot.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the funniest things is the personal anecdote about the guy stretching in the florist and then smashing an old woman's head.
Yeah.
He'd forgotten about that, and I was asking him, I was like, is that true? And he was like, couldn't remember, and I found it in the text, and he goes, oh no, it's not.
Yeah.
But so he drinks a triple espresso, and we're waiting for Jonathan and Vladimir, and Lenz orders a glass of white wine, and he goes, Max, it is fizzing slightly on my tongue. I think I've made a wrong choice.
That's how you write like this. He's cranking espressos like that.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
me,
Yeah.
dude.
But
I'm
he's
fucking
yeah,
20
he's-
espressos in right now.
He's the best. But
Damn.
that was a very eccentric dinner. It
Yeah,
was like
that's funny.
You're like good at like hanging with you. I
Yeah.
don't know. You're like
You're
good-
well adjusted.
Yeah, you're well adjusted.
what does that mean?
No, it's the British thing.
Nah, but you're good at being
No, you
friends
good.
with,
Like, you're-
with, all,
yeah.
with
Oh.
the goats. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean,
No, that is cool.
Their little, according to, well, never mind. I almost
you-
referenced the controversy that I'm
you got-
trying not to talk about.
We should we? Yeah, we might got. I got a piece so bad.
Yeah, you
dude.
wanna
I
take
feel
a
bad.
second?
Yeah, we'll take a second.
I
But
don't know if Max
might want to bounce. But
we could.
Yeah,
Let me
we'll see
check
what's
my
up.
phone.
Yeah.
Pause for a second. We'll come back and say goodbye.
okay. I'm gonna
depending.
pause real quick.